Michael Singleton. I'm the president and CEO of Million Kids. This is a Million Kids Insider Alert. We serve as the training and outreach coordinator for the Riverside County Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force located in Southern California, but we do educate all across the United States. If you're receiving the Insider Alert for the first time, please go to insideralerts.org and sign up, or you can go to millionkids.org and sign up. These Insider Alerts are meant to keep you up to date and so that you can be a strong advocate in preventing sexual exploitation. This is the case of Brendan Eardly. He was 50 years old. He was sentenced to 29 years for exploiting teenage boys. I picked this case because all too often we think of sextortion and exploitation as being something focused on young girls, and that can happen, certainly. But this case was focused on young males. He is from Troy, Ohio, although he has victims all over the United States. This is not his first time. He is a registered sex offender. For over 3 years, he had created multiple social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, Kick Messenger, and he communicated with more than 60 young gay males around the world. So these pedophiles will often prey on unsuspecting users of popular apps because of the apps that our kids trust. They're used to meeting other people, and every kid I've ever met thinks that it isn't going to happen to them. They are going to be able to spot it, they think, when they are talking to a pedophile. The truth is, nothing could be further from the truth. In this case, he told the minors that he could be their gay mentor. He kind of preyed on young boys and young men who thought that they might be gay. He said that he was someone that they could talk to about sex and someone they could trust to provide them advice about sex. He also sent and requested nude and sexually explicit images to and from the minors. He often sent videos and images of himself to a 13-year-old boy or young man in Utah. He purchased gifts for the young man and coerced him into sending at least 8 images, and 2 videos were classified as child pornography. He had other victims all over the United States and even a couple of other countries. He sometimes sent the child pornography that he obtained from one victim to other victims with whom he was communicating. I really want to bring that to your attention. In my experience, pedophiles often try to normalize the exploited relationship. We'll see that they will send the photos of other victims to another victim to get them to cooperate, to trust, to engage. Sometimes the sexual activity is between 2 minors, or sometimes it's between a minor and an adult. This encourages the victim to see illicit behavior as normal and acceptable, which is meant to lower the victim's inhibition and encourage them to engage in behavior that they would often not approve of. This methodology used by pedophiles has long concerned me. I have seen many cases of this. Think about this. Many times these victims are quite young. They're 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, prepubescent, or even early pubescence. And as they get in it, what they're seeing is a child that is having sex with another child. And that pedophile is encouraging them to mimic it. The reason they show that video or those photos is to get them to feel like, oh, this is okay, and to encourage that child to harm another child. The other thing they do there, before I go on, think about that. That is making pedophiles out of our children before they're even adults and have their own sexual beliefs and understandings and orientation. On top of it, think about the prison that's putting the other victims in when they find out that their relationship, the photos that they sent, are being sent out to other victims, and that people around the world are seeing them engaging in that behavior. If your child believes they are gay, listen to them, hear them out, and do not reject them, even if you don't agree with their choices. If you don't agree with their choices, just keep silent. But let your child come to you and keep that trust between you. Do not throw your child out on the street. A homeless gay individual, especially a minor and especially a male minor, is extremely vulnerable on the street, as they often have to turn to sex to support themselves, to stay alive. Los Angeles is the largest city in the world. Well, that may not be true. Largest city in the nation. I know that to be true, where gay males are often thrown out on the street and are left to try to fend for themselves. And it is really, really sad. So do not throw your child out. Listen to them, even if you do not agree with it. Share with your young person that is straight or gay, doesn't matter, or other. Pedophiles will use social media relationships to build false trust and attempt to coerce you or lure you into believing they care. As you can tell, Mr. Eardly did that, and he didn't care. He actually sent those photos on to other victims. Share with your young person anytime anyone asks for a naked photo, say no, or even just a mildly illicit photo. Walk away. Do not send that photo. The minute you send that photo, you're in a blackmail prison. You don't know when that's going to come back to haunt you, where it's going to show up some other place. Photos are on the internet forever, and you cannot get them back, and you cannot control where they go once they're on there. Share with your young person that the only way out of a blackmail prison is to tell someone. That is the only way out. And if they tell you, listen, do not wag your finger, do not share the photos, and do not humiliate and embarrass the child. Help them understand that you are there for them and you will help them. I also encourage you, if you're an organization like a faith-based organization or a nonprofit that works with families, think about the impact of this on a father and on a mother and a father and the marriage. This kind of thing of sextortion, it affects your whole family. So if you've seen a change in your child's behavior, pay attention. Are they cutting? Are they missing school? Have their grades dropped? Is their behavior changed? Maybe they're shutting down and they can't talk, or maybe they're highly explosive and everything's a blow up. Maybe they hide all of their devices when you walk in the room, or maybe they're not able to sleep, or they're running away. Maybe they need to get large sums of money fast. That can happen in sextortion. And watch for signs that they're being groomed, that they might have a relationship that they're addicted to that suddenly became their focus, kind of a fantasy relationship. If you think your child is being sextorted, do not go up to them and go, "Are you having a naked photo on the internet?" Do not wag your finger. Don't make wild allegations. Get yourself together, get strong, get quiet, and sit down with your child and talk with them. I see you dealing with something very deep. Is it possible that you might have one of those photos online? And if they can't say anything, say, well, I hope you don't. But if you do, I want you to know that I'm here for you. It will be the hardest thing you ever do, mom and dad. But do not delete the photos if they are, in fact, a victim. Screenshot them. Do not do judgmental language on this. Like, what the heck were you thinking? Okay, do not share the photos with other people in your family. That child's dignity is at stake. Their sense of self-worth is at stake. I want you to screenshot that photo. Do not delete it. And take it to law enforcement. Take it to your cyber crimes unit, your internet crimes against children. I'm going to give you a reporting number that you can report anonymously if you want. Ask for cyber crimes at your law enforcement. And then all of you get counseling. Your young person may need separate counseling because this is very personal. They've been in their first sexual relationship. For many of our kids, their first sexual relationship will be a virtual sexual relationship. And if it's shame-based, it will change who they are for the rest of their lives. It will change their self-perception, and it'll change their perception of relationships and trust. So get your child counseling with a professional counselor. And then husband and wife father and mother. Whoever you are, get counseling with that. If there are other children in the family that have been exposed to this, get them counseling. This is a life-changing experience, and I encourage you to pay attention and, treat this as the life-changing event that it is. By the way, we have a movie about to come out on February 8th. It will be called Sextortion, the Hidden Pandemic. If you want to donate to our organization and help us get this movie around the world, it's a full-length feature film. We hope it'll be live streamed on the biggies like Netflix and Amazon. We're in negotiations, so nobody can see it right now, but it is powerful. I have seen it. I praise God that we were able to get this out. It's coming to you. Thank you for those of you that supported our work to make this happen. And thank you for those of you that are going to continue to support this work so we can get it out around the world to families, to schools, to students, to kids. We appreciate it. This is a Me and Kids Insider Alert. We'll see you next time on Me and Kids Insider Alert.